Hey guys, what is up? It is Serio10 here today, and I was told to give people a really dank Disgaea deck profile. So I thought I would actually do that for you guys. It's the GG Easy Disgaea deck. It was inspired by Brave. He is the one who came up, well, at least, I don't know if it's original, but he's the one who inspired me to make this deck, and I borrowed heavily from his list. So, quick rundown of the list without looking at the cards. This is your finisher right here. It's if your opponent doesn't have any climaxes in the waiting room, you can put a card on top of their deck. So your goal is to just get them to like 2-6 or 3-0 and then stack their deck and kill them. So to facilitate that, we're playing this card right here. It shuffles a card back into your opponent's deck, a climax specifically, and then it gains a soul and 1,000 power, and it's a 2,500, so it's an okay beater at 0, and then it also facilitates your end game plan. You're playing Laharo Mao, which shuffle a card climax into your opponent's deck in order to get on reverse salvage. Pretty good card back in the day since it's not tied to a climax combo, and it is an advantage engine. So it's good both at 1, as long as you play 1 slowly, because it's only 5k power, and you basically have to hit 1 before your opponent to get this off and hope they're not playing runners. And then you're also playing 5 events to help facilitate shuffling climaxes back in. This is a salvage event. By putting a climax back into your opponent's deck, you get to salvage for free. And this is blind stock 2 off the top of the deck by shuffling climax back in. So that's 5, 9, 12 facilitators for shuffling climaxes back in to help this be live at the end. Additionally, at 0, we're running a 3-4 split of Fenric and Valvatores. Valvatores, if he's alone, or if there's only one other card, he's a 3-5, can't be reversed by autos. Which is a pretty solid card by itself, but I just think that Fenric gets more value because he pumps another character 1,500 if he's the only other character on the board, which means that these are 4Ks. Like all of these cards are 4Ks, meaning that he actually just trends more value than Valvatores because bombs that reverse aren't even relevant anymore. Additionally, you're running this card that if your opponent has no climaxes in the waiting room, you get a soul. Because the big problem is you're not running many soul triggers. You're running 21 zeros in this deck. And then you're running, so you've only got, and then you're running gates too, so you don't get soul triggers there. It helps you not overswing after stacking their deck. So you're only, like, maybe 5 soul triggers that'll be left in the deck, because you're gonna loop out all the Laharo. So you're gonna have 5 soul triggers for damage. You're just basically going to be struggling at the end to actually get the 7 damage you need without a climax. You play 4 of the draw Brainstorm. It's your only Brainstorm in all of Disgaea to get you cards to hand. I play 1 of this really shitty TD card. If your opponent becomes reverse, you get to take a card from a waiting room, put it into stock. What's terrible about this is if they cancel, it actually does nothing. If they pitch a climax at the beginning of the game, it does nothing. It's pretty much just a green card that's 2,500 power. You could replace this with basically any card in the game and it's probably better. 500 power Flan bonds to your level 3. Laharo Mao already went over that. This card, it's a Clock Encore, and when it comes into play from the grave, you get a marker under it, but only if it's an angel. The problem with this is your only other angel in the deck. Even though like this has Flana, it's got shitty glasses trait for God knows why. And everything else in this is demon, so this is basically a 4,500 Clock Encore that will never actually be 6k. Playing 2 mid-boss, he gives you the free fresh and burn, so he's a pretty solid card. 1 Bale. Bale was supposed to be to help get you the soul damage, but I wasn't like really able to find room for Axel because like you wanna. Okay, so if you're playing this Clock Encore, right, you're gonna be playing Bale. Or if you're playing all this green, you want to put Bale in, but like what? How do you actually facilitate Bale, right? Because like this card has to crash. It's 7,500, and I just find that people don't really care to I like it's rarer for them to have like an established board against this deck for some reason. I don't even know like how to begin explaining it. 7500 is a lot harder to get reverses like to suicide than like a 2K basically. I actually just have had trouble suiciding this card into boards. So if you can't get mid boss, then this is like a pretty shitty finisher, right? It's like got 4 soul on it, but so does like fucking 3 weenies. So I think that you can cut Bale out of this list, like after playing it quite a bit. Like maybe put in a Fuka, since you're already running yellow. And Mao actually does what Bale. So the original list ran Bale, right? And it ran these. And you're supposed to crash these in, he said, and then that, like, because this is 1, 2, 6, because it gains 2 soul after these crash, and then you get the clock shoot for game. In reality, I think it's just easier to use something like Mao and get the swing for 5. Like this card has more soul than this does after all that weird setup. So I'd say you drop Bale and you put in a Fuka, because Fuka has 4 soul the turn she's played, and it's just a all-around better value, because then you could go like side. You could side with this and then side with Fuka and like probably get game. Laharo, I mean Laharo loops cards. So that way you can just like play this down, play over it, play Laharo over that, salvage the 2, or salvage one of this into Laharo, play this down, do the same, loop this 7 times, 8 times, your opponent cries. And then you're playing 8 empty gates. They just help you get cards. Key things to get with the gates is of course the Laharo, this Etna. Mao's okay to have like 1 in hand, but you probably just want to grab him off of this. Like all of these other things are more important. Like this is a better combo piece. This is a better target with the gate. But yeah, like you guys should try this out if you have Disgaea just sitting around and you want to play something absolutely garbage. It struggles to get your opponent to 3, but actually through the nature of the game, as long as they're not like playing a bunch of early play healers, I think you'd be surprised. And stacking 8's hard. Like it's very hard actually. It's extremely hard to stack the 8 for the to kill them from 2-6. But it is doable. It is doable. I've actually done it the last 2 times I played this deck. But try it out, let me know what you guys think. And until next time, hopefully I have something else super dank for you guys. This is Serio10 and signing out.